Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your host for the LEGO Star Wars 2020 Set Awards, it is Republic Studs! Hello everyone, it is I, Republic Studs, and welcome to the LEGO Star Wars 2020 Awards. Now, we will be ranking and figuring out the best LEGO Star Wars set of 2020, voted on by you guys, the fans. And with that being said, let's get into our categories for this voting cycle in which we choose the best set of the year. Now, first off, we're going to be laying some ground rules. We will not be including poly bags or brickheads because we only have one poly bag this year and one brickhead set, which was the Baby Yoda and Mando set. But we have multiple categories. Now, the categories that we have consist of the battle packs, the promos and exclusives, the sets that are microfighters, and that includes both the dual set and the individual ones, as well as the 18 plus sets. That in that category we are also including the buildable figures such as Baby Yoda or Dio. Then we also will be having the $20 to $40 mainline sets, the $45 to $99 mainline sets, and the everything above that until you reach $100. And then after that, you obviously have the $100 sets that are not counted as UCS or Master Builder Series. And then finally, we have the Master Builder Series sets. Then we will determine the winner of each of these categories. Now, in the first category for 2020 Battle Packs, we have the Mandalorian Battle Pack, the Sith Trooper Battle Pack, and the 501st Battle Pack. Now, in third place, we have the Sith Trooper Battle Pack. I don't think that's a shock. That comes with 4% of the vote. And then with the Mandalorian Battle Pack, we only get a astounding 6% of the vote. And without a doubt, with the 1,000 votes in, the number one Battle Pack of 2020 is, drumroll please, the 501st Battle Pack. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this amazing set campaigned for by LEGO Star Wars fans across the world, with 4 501st Legion clone troopers, one of which being a jetpack trooper, 2 droids, and a walker and a speeder. This set has taken the world. It is still out of stock, as well as pretty much every other LEGO Star Wars set, and it is an amazing set, and I'm so glad this won the Battle Pack category. Let's move into the next category. With 713 votes, we have the best LEGO Star Wars or promo set, exclusive set of 2020. Now, the contenders for this are the Death Star 2 Battle, a mini model set that is based off of Episode 6. It was a May the 4th promo. The Bespin Duel set, which had a pretty wonky release. It was for the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. Yoda's lightsaber, which came alongside the Mos Eisley Cantina, and was a little concept that people were coming up with, like, why don't they do little lightsaber builds? And that was a real test of that, as well as the Nebulon B frigate. Now, coming in at 4th place and final place, not making it into the next round, is Yoda's lightsaber. Now, this set had a wonky release. It was kind of weird. Nothing's exclusive particularly about it other than, I believe, a print or a sticker. But next up after that, at 5% of the vote, we have the Death Star 2 mini model, which I am genuinely shocked actually got as much as it did. But that got 5% of the vote. And astoundingly, the Nebulon B only garnered around 15% of the vote. I really like that set. I have been wanting one. But obviously, the winner, and I think I agree with this. I personally have this one. But the winner of this category is the Bespin Duel at 77% of the vote. Now, 77% is pretty ironic because that's when Star Wars came out. But this figure came with a double arm printing Darth Vader, Bespin Luke Skywalker, a great way to get these 2 brand new figures. And I think it's an absolutely great set. I'm really glad it won this category. Let's move into the next one. Next up, we have the Adult/UCS/Master Builder Series sets. We only really got one of each category this year. Ironically, we only got one UCS set, which I find quite interesting. But we got the Mos Eisley Cantina, which came with loads of figures and is pretty well beloved. I think this one is very cool. The UCS A-Wing Starfighter, which is another nice build. It was our first UCS A-Wing, which I'm very happy about. As well as the Sith Art set, which was definitely something new to bring to the table. I think they're a bit pricey for just a bunch of studs, but that is just my personal take. Now, obviously, in last place, I don't think this is any question, but it is the Sith Art, garnering a total of 7% of the vote. I think it's still a nice set, of course. It's spending $200. It's going to be hard not to be a nice set. But I think it's very nice nonetheless. At number 2, in our second place, with 10% of the vote, it is the UCS A-Wing, meaning our number 1 spot is the Mos Eisley Cantina, with all those figures, 83% of the vote. I think this easily deserves it. It's a great set. I love it. I think it's a contender for first place. let's get into the next one. Next up, we have another poll that had over 1,000 votes. Now, this is the best microfighter of 2020. Now, I included Kylo Ren Shuttle, Zori Bliss's Y-Wing, the T-16 Skyhopper, or the Bantha. Now, they were all different builds, and this one was closer than other ones have been. Now, obviously, in last place, we get Zori Bliss's Y-Wing. There's just not that much interest in this set. We got the T-16 Skyhopper with 9%. Nothing too special about him, and I think that's well warranted. Kylo Ren Shuttle at 58% of the vote. I think that's a fair winner. Obviously, they get the first place, but I don't think the microfighters are that big of a deal. The Bantha got 25%, but this makes Kylo Ren Shuttle the winner. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be counting them in the final tally. Next up, we have the 18 plus sets / statue sets, such as Baby Yoda or Dio, as well as the Stormtrooper helmets and all those. Now, we got the Boba Fett helmet, we got the Stormtrooper helmet, the TIE Pilot helmet, the Buildable Child, and Buildable Dio. Now, this was probably the biggest selection, and this got over 1,100 votes. Now, at 2% of the vote, we have Dio, sadly. At 4% of the vote, we have the Stormtrooper helmet. At 5% of the vote, we have TIE Pilot, which I find interesting that did better than the Stormtrooper. But at 34% of the vote, we have the Buildable Child / Grogu / Baby Yoda. And obviously, in first place, at, I believe, 55% of the vote, we have the Boba Fett helmet. Now, I think this one came as a big shock to me. 55% is obviously a lot closer than the other ones, but it is still a good set nonetheless. I have it. But I think it's well worth it, and this was definitely one of the bigger shocks. Next up, we have the $20 to $40 sets, not including the Junior Snowspeeder, because nobody would vote for it. But yes, so the nominees are the Duel on Mustafar, Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, the Armored Assault Tank, Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder, and Obi-Wan's Hut. And this got 1,100 votes. Also, the Final First Battle Pack was in the Battle Pack category. But yes, so first of all, we got at 2% of the vote, we got Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder. I have a review for it. Nobody watched, so check that out. Obi-Wan's Hut with 3% of the vote, which I thought it would have gotten a bit more, but pretty good nonetheless for all things considered. Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, you got 4% of the vote, which I think is fair. I think the figures in that are garbo, but I think it's a nice set nonetheless. At 10%, we have the Duel on Mustafar. I remember the hype around this thing at the beginning of the year. Everyone just was so excited that we're getting a new Anakin and Obi-Wan. So I think people would have differed a bit. But at number one with 80% of the vote, and I think this is a very secure victory, it is the AAT, or Armored Assault Tank. Now this came with Ahsoka, the 332nd Trooper, and it was actually, it's beloved. I have like 4 of them. They're a great little set, and let's move into the next category. This is that price to $99 range of sets. Now the nominees for this, we have General Grievous' Starfighter, the Knights of Ren Transport Ship, the Death Star Final Duel, Poe Dameron's X-Wing Starfighter, and the TIE Dagger. Now this was almost definitely the most shocking pick of them all. Now, I have a very Clone Wars centered fan base, so with 1,100 votes, this is really interesting to see. Now, at 4% of the vote, we got at last place the Knights of Ren Transport Ship. I'm not entirely shocked. It's generally not that interesting. The movie, they did nothing, so I get why. At 6% of the vote, we got the TIE Dagger. Again, it showed up for not at all time. The set's just generally not interesting. It's sequels, so again, not a huge fan base around there. At 7%, we had Poe's X-Wing Fighter, the new one. That one got about 7% of the vote. And I think the final 2 contenders are General Grievous' Starfighter and the Death Star Final Duel. And surprisingly, with 62% of the vote, the Death Star Duel wins this category. General Grievous got 21%, but I think this one is the biggest shock to me personally, because it's a re-release of a set, and I wasn't too particularly fond of it. I thought Grievous's was at least more interesting, pending all, obviously, the bad things surrounding it. We still did get a new clone. We got Grievous and Obi-Wan, and the set itself is very nice. Obviously, it's overpriced, like, by a lot. But I think it was an interesting selection. Now, let's move into the next category. Non-UCS or Master Builder Series sets over $100. We only had 3 of those sets this year. So, non-UCS, non-Master Builder Series, we had the Razor Crest, the AT-AT Walker, and the Resistance ITS Transport, by the way, all of which I have. And coming in with 3% of the vote, we have, not a shock at all, the Resistance ITS Transport. I personally like this set a lot, while I still wouldn't vote on this one. At 28% of the vote, we have the AT-AT Walker, which is very nice, and obviously the winner is the Razor Crest, 70% of the vote. Obviously, most of these selections were by not that big margins, and let's go into all the final contenders up against one another. For our final place, we have the Battle Pack winner as the 501st Legion Trooper Battle Pack, the promo winner as in the Best Spin Duel, the Microfighter winner as in Kylo Ren Shuttle, the 18 plus set winner as in the Cantina, the $20 to $40 winner as the AAT, the $45 to $100 winner, shockingly, the Death Star Final Duel, and the $100 plus non-UCS set is the Razor Crest. Now, I think it is fair to say that the Death Star Final Duel as well as Kylo Ren's Shuttle would not be really considered among the top contenders, so I'm going to narrow it down to the others. Let's get into that selection. So between the 501st Battle Pack, Best Spin Duel, Cantina, AAT, and Razor Crest. First out, Best Spin Duel, hardest hit. That is tough. After the Best Spin Duel, the next out is the AAT, which was a shock to me. I thought this one would have lasted longer, or be under that. After that out, we have the Mos Eisley Cantina. Again, these are all great sets, and this does not mean any of them are less good, but this just means that they were not the number one. After that, we are going to be eliminating the Razor Crest, making the 501st Battle Pack the number one set of the year. Now again, this is all subjective based off my fan base. I know they have a heavy Clone Wars leaning. From pure objectivity, I think on a factual level, probably the Cantina is the best set in my humble opinion, but obviously we're going to be blinded by our love for the 501st Battle Pack, making that the number one set voted for by the fans in 2020, and I think every LEGO Star Wars fan would agree. Now we will be accepting the 501st Battle Pack to come up and accept his award. Great speech there, buddy. We will be awarding him this amazing severed cocaine Yoda head to take home for all the loved ones. It glows up. It's fun. I hope you have fun with that. Hang it on your wall, buddy. Congrats, you did. Yeah, with that said, I want to hear your guys' favorite set of this year. Can't wait to see next year. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the other things. See you all next time. Peace out, and stay awesome.